Hey there! Today I'm gonna give you a list of my New Year resolution on infertility. So I have a list of books that I want to buy. There's a few ones that I want to look into. It's on well, God's view of infertility. Because for me, I'm a firm believer, but sometimes I tend to lose faith whenever I have a failed cycle. I feel like I'm getting mad at God and trying to find a way to be okay and pray without being bitter and be grateful for whatever I have already. And sometimes it's really hard, so I have a few books that I want to read. Uh, Anchored in Hope, devotionals for infertility, and 31 Days of Prayer During Infertility. Those are two books that I want to buy. It's going to be on Amazon because it's hard to find them in chapters and Indigo that we have here. Never found them, so I know we can order them from the bookstore, I guess. But I found out that Amazon sometimes is cheaper, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to buy those books, and there's one that I wanted. It's not even a infertility book. It's a baby's owner's manual for daddies. So that's my list of books. It's on the first. So every time I have a little extra money, I'm buying a book. Right now, the extra money we're saving up for IVF. So for sure that if I want a book, I'm gonna have to either find a way to rate it online. And right now, they aren't free, so I can't find them online. If you have any links for good books on fertility that I could read that are free, I would appreciate it. This is one of my New Year's resolution because I want to read them because I found out that during Christmas holidays, my sister gave birth. I have a few friends that are pregnant, and I find it pretty hard. And I realized that I was protecting myself from the kids, so I don't hold the babies. I don't want to be too close to babies. I don't want to be too close to my pregnant friends. I call them here and there, but I don't want to see them often. It's nothing against them. It's just I know that my mood is going to make them upset. And few of them can understand that because one of my good friends, she's been through infertility for 10 years. So she knows. So she's not expecting me to be uh, all intense on the baby stuff, because for me, it is a trigger. It's nothing against her. It's nothing against the pregnancy. It's just for me. This is where I'm at. This is my struggle. And sometimes you don't have free time where you don't see kids around you. You go on Facebook, there's a bunch of announcement, a bunch of pregnancy bumps, a bunch of kids pictures, and sometimes you just want to be not around them too much. So whenever you see them in real life, it's harder. So that's what I want to find a way to deal with that better. I want to feel a way to be not as bitter and not as numb, because when the baby's out, I feel like I hold a baby and I'm not okay. I'm really not. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to be better at that. And with those books, I feel like it's going to help me. And there's things that I want to change on Facebook too. You know how you unfollow people because they post any pictures of pregnancy announcements? People are happy, they're proud. It's alright because that's what they're going through right now. But it doesn't mean you have to follow them. It doesn't mean you have to go on Facebook and always have it in your face. You can choose not to see that. It is okay not to want to see any of it. So that's what I'm going to do. I have a few friends that feel bad for not following them, but in the end, they post so many stuff about babies that it's hard. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete not delete them, but unfollow them. So they're still gonna be my friend. I'm still gonna see here and there news feeds, but not as much because sometimes you feel like that's all they do. They're so happy, and it's good, but you don't see me posting 5 posts on infertility per day. So I get that you're happy. I get it. Come on, man. Give us a break. But anyways, I get that people who are going through infertility do not get it. So that's why I'm gonna put that on me and just unfollow them. And Instagram too. I have a few friends on Instagram that put a lot of baby pictures too. So and kids pictures. So I'm gonna unfollow them too. Just until I know how to deal with my bitterness and my jealousy over that. I need to learn how to cope. And that's why I want to read the books. So we're going to eventually save up for IVF. And we're going to look into other options. There's a free one that if we are accepted, it is in Toronto. And I just found out about it. And there's a few other options that someone wrote me, someone very nice, on my YouTube videos. So we're going to look through that too. We're going to have a sit and chat about it, about the other options. We're going to have our 9th IWA in February, and that's why we're going to start thinking about more outside the box kind of options, you know. So, and I want to expect less from friends and family because I realize, you know, sometimes you want to feel as if people are supportive and as if they're more understanding. You can tell them as much as you want about medical issues, but there's also an emotional side of it, and no one's going to ask you, how are you today, or how's this cycle going. You're grieving every month, but no one cares, you know, because they got their daily lives, and for them, since they're not going through it, they're not going to ask you, you know. So you can't expect them to understand everything that's going on with infertility because all they know is what they hear, which is almost nothing unless you talk about it. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to teach them, but I don't know how to teach them on the emotional side of it because for them, it's just another month not working. And sometimes they're going to be insensitive and they don't mean to. It's just they don't understand and they don't take the time to learn about it. You know, when you have a friend going through a struggle, sometimes some of us will learn about it so that way we can be a better friend, but others don't, and that's okay because that's how they are. They have more stuff to deal with, so they don't want to read into your struggle, you know. But if they would be better friends. So you can either choose to not expect anything from them, not expect them to be supportive, to be nicer, to be better informed, or you can choose to just distance yourself from them. It's up to you, but you can do both. Don't feel obligated, again, to be surrounded by people who do not take the time to read. They're supposed to be people that you love, that are around you, that are supposed to care about you. So if they would at least get informed just to be better on whatever the subject you are going through. Because it is a struggle. It is just like a depression. It's like it is a medical issue, and you're going through it, and it's our daily lives, and it is a struggle. So if you want to comment on it, please be informed, and if not, like I said, just choose between which one you want, either distance yourself from them or not expect anything from them, or try to teach them. But it's really hard because even my mom, she doesn't understand that this struggle that we're going through affects me and my boyfriend. How we want kids, it's something big, you know, and how we go to someone else's place, we always get the same questions. So when you get pregnant, or stupid advice on how to do it the right way when actually you're just being like, come on, man. I'm at the point where I'm at fertility clinic. I don't need your advice. Like I've said, either distance yourself or teach them or give them a book to read about it. That could work. So those are my things that I'm going to do this year. I'm going to try to work on how to be better with the struggles and learn how to heal, learn how to be okay with people that are insensitive, not be bitter towards them, just ignore them. And I need to have a good talk with my boyfriend because we have different views on how to conceive. He's a very science type of man, and I'm a very believer in everything that seems, that seems right to me. So it doesn't mean it has to be something that hasn't proofs or anything that, for me, it's worth trying. And if it comes from someone who's been trying, I will take the advice. My boyfriend is mostly the type who will listen to medical doctors telling us how to go through it and not really focus on the rest. And I'm mostly the type to focus on the rest too. So we need to have a big conversation on what we do, what we will try, what we will not try, because eventually we need to have those conversations. I can't just come up to him and tell him, oh, these are the options. We need to have a sit down, look at the pros and cons of each, and then try whatever we want. There's a few that I want to try and that I know that he doesn't want to try, and there's a few that he's okay. So after our 9th IUI, if it's failed, we'll look into other options, and then we'll have no choice but to sit and chat, because he's always the type to just tell me, like, we'll talk about it when we're there, because we're not there yet, and sometimes we want to discuss it beforehand, but some people are not like that. They don't want to deal with it right now. They want to wait, put it on the rug kind of thing. He's that way. Anyway, so those are the main things that I want to work on this year. Last year, I tried to work on some things, but I realized that some weren't working for me. And, every one of us, we go through our struggle differently, and it affects us differently. Some of them will have depressions. Some of them will be okay kind of way. Some of them will need help to deal with it. Some of them will be so stressed by the financial, emotional, and physical situation that I feel like that's why we compare to cancer, because of the stress level of it, because there's so many things you got to put through your body, and every month you got to grieve something you don't have. So it is the grieving process that is pretty similar to anything else, and every disease you have a grieving process of not being able or having to accept whatever situation that you're giving. And a disease is a disease, every big disease is affecting your life, and you're grieving that. You're grieving, like we are grieving the childless parents that we are, and it is a grieving process, and that's what we're going to work on this year. Mostly me, because, that's what I want to work on. And last year it was different, and this year I feel like I want to work on more into my emotions to be better at it, and eventually I'll be okay, because I see a few that have been through it for 10 years. They're not happy, but they found balance in themselves to be okay. That's what I want to go at. That's where I want to be at. That's what I'm going to work at. So I'm going to tell you, baby dust, and Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. I wish you the best. Please take care of yourself.